The candidates for Board of Supervisors District 2 are San Juan Bautista Councilmember John Freeman and Supervisor Kollin Kosmicki. We will begin with Councilmember Freeman with a 30-second introduction.
Thank you. Good evening, and thank you for hosting this event. My name is John Freeman. I've been on the San Juan Bautista City Council for about 7 years now. I have a vision for San Bernardino County where we can travel across the county without traffic delays of over an hour for 7 or 8 miles. I want citizens to be able to drink water not contaminated by nitrates anywhere in the county. I envision affordable internet access for all. I want the ability of all citizens to have access to good wastewater treatment systems that are in compliance with state and federal regulations.
Thank you, Councilmember.
Oops.
Hi.
Go ahead, Mr. Supervisor Kollin.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Kollin Kosmicki, District 2 Supervisor, elected in 2021. Formerly, I was the editor of the freelance newspaper, Pinnacle newspaper, longtime journalist. I feel proud that I've been a watchdog of local government for many years and stepped into this role to make a difference. Fixing the roads, #1 priority. I've made that very clear. I was instrumental in getting $28 million approved from county discretionary funds, and you're going to start to see a whole lot of road work going on in the next several years, and I was a big part of that. Thank you.
Thank you. For question 1, it is a community question. We will begin with Supervisor Kosmicki. Regarding economic development, what specific actions have you supported or will you support to encourage job growth and increase sales tax revenue?
Yeah, I appreciate this question. So first of all, I have proposed and successfully gained support for several key pro-business policies that the county is working on now. For one, for many years, we had a stalled tax sharing agreement with the city of Hollister, and what the tax sharing agreement is you have to have this agreement in place in order to annex properties surrounding the city of Hollister into the city for commercial and industrial. And without that tax sharing agreement, you can't do that, basically. And so that's really how we should ideally grow commercially and industrially, is around the city borders, where we have services, where we have infrastructure. And so first off, that was one item. And I will tell you that there is a major project that's on the horizon around the airport. There's going to be hotels, mixed use, a lot of different commercial and industrial elements to it from the Christopher family. And so I'm excited to see that coming forward soon at some point. Other than that, I worked with former Supervisor Tiffany to develop a sales tax reimbursement program. There was a business, Fire Clay Tile, in the Aromas area that was really wanting to expand, looking for an incentive to expand. And we put together this program, essentially the sales tax reimbursement program, where businesses that either develop and start or expand, they essentially get back a portion of sales tax revenue for 5 years. And so that's one big incentive that we put forward. I insisted that the county board consider, and we ultimately approved.
That's your time, Supervisor Kosmicki. Thank you. You have a minute, 30 seconds.
Thank you.
Councilmember Freeman.
Thank you. The things I've done for economic development. #1, about 5 years ago, I invited 2 internet service providers to come in and provide extra services above and beyond the incumbent, what's called franchise ISPs, which is the internet service provider. I was successful in doing that. Now people in San Juan have more than just 2 choices, more than paying $200 a month for internet access. It's critical. It's critical for business. If we don't have high-speed internet, you don't have a good business base. Farmers need it. Ranchers need it. They need it for invoicing, processing. They even need it to level their fields. They're using internet-controlled laser beams on their tractors and things, the high-tech that even I don't understand. So I'm proud of that. Also, I supported SB1 and, Measure G. I don't believe my opponent did. I actively campaigned for it, and that's allowed us to build the roads. The roads are a form of economic development. If you can't get the people to the pinnacles, if you can't get the people to Fremont State Park or the San Juan Bautista State Park, you don't have a tourism industry. So I have been very, very active in business development and economic development. I continue to be. I've always been business friendly, been in the business world myself for over 40 years. And I'm constantly inviting new companies in, just like I did with the internet providers, so we can have an active and growing business in San Bernardino County. Thank you.
Thank you. The second.
Thank you. Yeah, so this has kind of become a habit
Wait,
of.
you'll have your minute to respond to them or use whatever the time for in the conclusion statement. So we'll go with the questions only. Did you answer your question, then he answered it, and then we'll move on to the second question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
thought we were on the second question. My fault. Question.
The second question, we will begin with Councilmember Freeman this time.
Okay, thank you.
Go ahead. In 2021, the county estimated it needed to invest an additional $12 million a year to maintain the current road conditions, which were rated 37 out of 100 on the state's pavement condition index. What are your steps to increase revenue and repair the failing roads?
Thank you for the question. It's a good question. Roads are primary on everyone's mind because they've been so bad for so many years. So the question is, how do we get an extra amount of money into the road system? We've already talked about Measure G. We've talked about SB1 funds. We need to pursue state grants. We need to pursue federal grants. One of the reasons why the 156 corridor was done before 25 is because that's considered a freight corridor, and it got classified as such, so there's extra federal money behind it that's helping us out, helping Caltrans out. We need a stronger business base to provide the money for the roads, a stronger business base. And that means businesses in the county that can provide tax money to the county so we can have the money in the county to have stronger roads. They talked about the road crews, they're down to 10 people. 10 years ago, they had 25 people. So, it needs to be increased. That's part of the problem with low salaries. That also will be addressed by economic development. We need more economic development to get more money without raising taxes on us. We already have enough. Thank you.
Thank you. Same question for Mr. Kosmicki. Supervisor Kosmicki, I'm sorry.
Yeah, great. Yeah, so essentially, I love my mom, my brother. So anyhow, we didn't raise enough money in the past, but I was very aggressive and got us to put a lot more money. It's a record amount of money that the county has essentially put toward the roads in the last 3 years. We have put more money toward the roads, $28 million, than anyone has put in the past. And you're going to start to see all this road work in the next several years. So anything from San Juan Canyon Road, we have San Juan Highway, we have Union Road, the rest of the Union Road. You're going to see a lot of road in the next several years that are going to be fixed, and that's because I proposed that and got the support for those roads to be fixed. And so as far as other than that, I want the roads to continue being the top priority for our budget and for our supervisors going forward.
Thank you. For question number 3, we will begin with Supervisor Kosmicki. This is also a community question. San Benito County has a faster growing senior population than 55 of the state's 58 counties, according to the Health Project Center. If elected, how will you help meet the safety, housing, and healthcare needs of seniors?
That when I ran last time, I was the one candidate that sat in front at the senior center when the seniors had their forum. And we were all asked, are you guaranteeing that you can put more money towards seniors? And I couldn't guarantee that. I don't have a magic ball to guarantee anything. So I said, no, I can't guarantee it, but I'm going to fight for it. And I can tell you when I got on the board, I'm the one candidate that pushed for having a yearly increase because we were allowed to we had the money available, putting in an annual percentage increase that we were going to commit toward putting toward the allocations that we give to the senior groups here in town. So I'm very proud of that we actually have already put increased funding towards seniors, and I plan to continue strongly supporting seniors. I've been a huge supporter of For instance, the San Juan Bautista efforts to put in a senior center in San Juan Bautista, and I'll continue to support that. We have our annual discretionary dollars that we have each supervisor, and I've been a big supporter, and I've put my annual discretionary dollars the last year toward starting up a senior center in San Juan Bautista. So we do need to take care of our senior population. It does need to be a priority. We don't have all the money in the world to do it, but we have to find creative ways to continue to support our seniors. Thank you.
Thank you. Same question, Councilmember Freeman?
Thank you, thank you. Speaking of the senior center in San Juan Bautista, so just last week, we finished doing an acoustic makeover for that what will be the senior center. Before that senior center, that community center was completely unusable. The acoustics were horrible. There was an echo of 5 times if you said anything, and it was like a gym. In fact, it was a gym at one time. And the person who initiated that was me with Roger Grimsley back in 2015, excuse me, 2015. And that was even before I was on the city council. So I'm really proud of that. The seniors, one of the things they suffer is isolation. We need a senior center so they can come, meet, be together, be friendly. It keeps their minds active. It keeps their brain clicking, and it pushes away diseases that are caused by that, dementia, forgetfulness, and things like that. So the other thing that seniors need is housing. We don't have very much senior housing. There's Twin Oaks, which is a market rate for 55 and plus. And there's going to be San Juan Oaks, which once again, I don't even call that market rate. I call that a golf course rate, which is way above market rate. But they say they're going to have a memory center in there. So I hope so, because that'll be the first first real place where we can have people who have, seniors who have those type of issues. They can go and still live and be near their family.
Thank you. Now we will move on with the closing statements. We will begin with Supervisor Kosmicki. You have 1 minute.
Yeah, I appreciate it. So this is all about getting things done, and I've gotten things done in my first 3+ years on the board, and I plan on getting things done going forward. Fixing the county roads. I proposed this package of $28 million in road improvements that we're going to start to see. We've never had anything like it as a one-time package of road improvements without adding any taxes. We haven't approved any major single-family housing projects. I put in policies. I proposed policies that were enacted that were pro-business, such as what I've already mentioned with the tax sharing agreement. On top of that, I'm proposing, along with Supervisor Zanger, to brand our community as home of Pinnacles National Park. We're working on that. And we're working on the regional park. That's something that I was on the negotiating team to really bring that home. We're working on an expansion to the library. We're working on cracking down on illegal dumping. We now have the highest fines in the state. We've boosted our public safety, and I got a lot more work to do in the next 4 years. I would appreciate your support. I would appreciate your vote. Let's get this done. Thank you.
Thank you. 1 minute, Councilmember Freeman.
Thank you again for holding this event. I know that it's important for everyone to find out about what the positions are for the various people. I too have been getting things done. Just a short list. I was the one to push the city to address its high nitrate problem and have a new sewer system and new drinking water from the West Hills treatment plant. I got to go fast here. I brought in 2 internet service providers to help broadband for not only San Juan Bautista, but for the San Juan Valley. I instituted the pavement management plan, which is allowing us, and we've already paved 11 roads in San Juan, and we completely redid 3rd Street from the Big Red Barn down to the library with new stormwater drains and everything. I did the joint powers agreement with the school district to open up the basketball and volleyball courts for our children. That's a small thing, but it's important. Kids are important. I guided the city into upgrading the community center with its acoustical treatment.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's your time. Thank you. That concludes the questions for the candidates of Board of Supervisors District 2. Thank you.